you ever wondered why some people seem to get everything they want in life? It's like they have a magic wand, making their dreams come true. Well, here's a secret. They don't have magic, but they do have something powerful, a clear vision. Today, we're going to talk about an amazing idea that can change your life. Whatever you can see, you will get it. This isn't just some fancy words. It's a real, powerful way to shape your life and make your dreams come true. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds too good to be true. But here's the thing. It's actually simpler than you might think. It's not about having superpowers or being extra lucky. It's about using something we all have, our imagination and our focus. When you can clearly see what you want in your mind, you're already halfway to getting it. This idea has been used by successful people for years, and now it's your turn to learn this secret. But don't worry, you don't need to be a genius or have special skills to make this work. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to try something new. So get ready to learn how to use the power of your mind to create the life you've always wanted. It's time to turn your dreams into reality. Let's talk about why this idea of seeing what you want is so important. Think about all the problems you face in life. Maybe you're trying to find a better job, improve your relationships, or just feel happier. These can feel like big, messy puzzles that are hard to solve. But when you learn to see clearly what you want, it's like having the picture on the puzzle box. Suddenly, you know what you're working towards, and those problems start to feel a lot smaller. Now, what happens if you don't use this idea? Well, it's a bit like trying to drive a car with a dirty windshield. You might move forward, but you're not sure where you're going, and you might end up somewhere you don't want to be. When you don't have a clear picture of what you want, you might feel stuck or lost in life. Make choices that don't really make you happy. Miss out on great opportunities because you don't see them. Spend a lot of time and energy on things that don't really matter to you. It's like trying to hit a target with your eyes closed. You might get lucky sometimes, but most of the time you'll miss. But when you start using this idea, amazing things can happen. It's like cleaning that windshield and seeing the road ahead clearly for the first time. Here's what you might experience. You start to feel more excited about your future. You make better choices because you know what you really want. You spot opportunities that you might have missed before. You feel more confident because you have a clear direction. Your life starts to change in ways that make you happier. It's like having a roadmap for your life. You know where you're going, and that makes the journey a lot easier and more fun. So, what do we really mean when we say, whatever you can see, you will get it? We're not talking about just looking at things with your eyes. We're talking about seeing with your mind. It's about creating a clear, strong picture in your head of what you want in your life. Think of it like this. Before you go on a trip, you might look at pictures of the place you're going to visit. You start to imagine yourself there, what you'll do, how it will feel. That's what we're doing here, but with your whole life. You're creating a picture of your perfect job, your ideal relationship, or whatever else you want. Let's make this even clearer with a simple example from everyday life. Imagine you want to redecorate your room. Before you start moving furniture or buying new things, what do? You probably start to imagine how you want it to look. You might even close your eyes and see where you want the bed to go or what color you want the walls to be. That's exactly what we're talking about, but for bigger things in your life. Just like you can see your new room before it exists, you can see the life you want before you have it. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with spirituality? Well, it's actually a big part of spiritual growth. Many spiritual teachings talk about the power of our thoughts and imagination. They say that our inner world, our thoughts, feelings, and the things we imagine, shapes our outer world. When you learn to see what you want clearly in your mind, you're not just daydreaming. You're actually connecting with a deeper part of yourself, the part that can make real changes in your life. It's like you're telling the universe, this is what I want, and the universe starts to help make it happen. This doesn't mean you just sit around thinking about what you want and it magically appears. But when you have a clear vision, you start to notice opportunities you might have missed before. You make choices that bring you closer to what you want. It's like you're partnering with the universe to create your life. Remember, this isn't about being selfish or only thinking about yourself. Your vision can include ways to help others or make the world a better place. In fact, many people find that when their vision includes helping others, it becomes even more powerful. So, whatever you can see, you will get it, is really about learning to use your imagination in a powerful way. It's about creating a clear picture of what you want, believing it's possible, and then watching as your life starts to change. It's a simple idea, but it can have a big impact on your life and your spiritual journey. Let's talk about how this whole seeing and getting thing works in our minds. Think of your brain as a kind of thought factory. Every day, it's busy making all sorts of thoughts. Some are about what you need to do today, some are memories, and some are about what you want in the future. Now here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between what's real and what you're just imagining. When you think about something a lot, especially if you can picture it clearly, your brain starts to believe it's real or that it's going to happen. This is why athletes often imagine themselves winning before a big game. They're training their brains to believe in their success. And guess what? It often helps them perform better in real life. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine your mind is like a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Whatever seeds you plant and water regularly, those are the ones that will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt and worry, you'll grow a garden full of problems and stress. But if you plant seeds of positivity and clear visions of what you want, you'll grow a garden full of opportunities and good things. So when we say, whatever you can see, you will get it, it's like saying, whatever seeds you plant and take care of in your mind garden, those are the ones that will grow in your real life. Now, I want you to think about your own thoughts for a moment. What kind of seeds are you planting in your mind garden? Are you spending a lot of time thinking about things you don't want? Or are you creating clear, positive pictures of the things you do want? Remember, this doesn't mean you should ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It's more about where you put most of your focus. It's okay to notice problems, but try not to let them take over your whole garden. Instead, use them as a starting point to imagine solutions and better situations. For example, if you're not happy with your job, don't just focus on how much you dislike it. Instead, start imagining what your perfect job would look like. How would you feel going to work? What kind of tasks would you be doing? Who would you be working with? The more details you can imagine, the better. One important thing to understand is that this seeing isn't a one-time thing. It's something you need to do regularly. Think about watering plants in a real garden. You don't just water them once and expect them to grow, right? You need to water them regularly. It's the same with the pictures in your mind. The more you think about them, the stronger they become. This is why many successful people spend time every day visualizing their goals. They're watering the seeds of their dreams every single day. But don't worry if you find it hard to keep these positive images in your mind at first. Like any new skill, it takes practice. Start small. Maybe spend just 5 minutes a day imagining something you want in your life. It could be as simple as picturing yourself feeling happy and confident. As you get better at it, you can start imagining bigger things. Now, you might be thinking, but what about all the negative thoughts I have? How do I stop those? That's a great question. The truth is, everyone has negative thoughts sometimes. The key is not to try to force them away, but to gently replace them with more positive ones. When you notice a negative thought, try this. Acknowledge it, then ask yourself, what do I want instead? Then start imagining that better situation. It's like changing the channel on a TV. You're not fighting with the negative channel, you're just switching to a better one. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I'll never be able to afford a nice house, catch that thought. Then ask, what kind of house do I want? Start imagining that house in detail. What does it look like? How does it feel to walk through the front door? What can you see out of the windows? As you practice this way of thinking, you'll start to notice something interesting. It's not just the big things in your life that change. Your whole outlook starts to shift. You might find yourself feeling more positive in general. You might start noticing good things you didn't see before. This is because when you train your mind to look for what you want, it starts doing it automatically. It's like tuning a radio to pick up a certain station. Once it's tuned in, it keeps picking up that frequency. So by practicing seeing what you want, you're actually training your mind to notice opportunities, to find solutions, and to believe in possibilities. This can change not just your future, but how you experience your life right now. You might be wondering if there's any science behind all this. Well, there actually is. Scientists have found that our brains are incredibly adaptable. They can create new connections and pathways based on our thoughts and experiences. This is called neuroplasticity. When you consistently imagine positive outcomes and focus on what you want, you're actually creating new pathways in your brain. These new pathways make it easier for your brain to notice opportunities and come up with ideas to achieve your goals. Scientists have also found that visualizing something activates many of the same areas in your brain as actually doing that thing. This is why athletes who visualize their performance often improve even without physical practice. Your brain is actually rehearsing for success. Now, it's important to understand that just seeing what you want isn't enough on its own. It's a powerful tool, but it needs to be combined with action. Think of it like planning a trip. Imagining your destination is important. It helps you know where you're going. But you still need to pack your bags, buy the tickets, and actually go on the journey. The magic happens when you combine clear vision with consistent action. Your vision gives you direction and motivation, while your actions move you towards your goals. They work together, each making the other more powerful. For example, if you can clearly see yourself running a successful business, you'll be more motivated to learn about business, to network with other entrepreneurs, and to take the necessary steps to start your company. Your vision guides your actions, and your actions bring your vision to life. Another important part of making whatever you can see you will get at work is belief. It's not enough to just picture what you want. You need to believe it's possible for you. This can be challenging, especially if you're trying to achieve something you've never done before. This is where the power of your mind comes in again. Just like you can train your mind to see what you want, you can also train it to believe in possibilities. Start by questioning your doubts. Are they based on facts or just on fears? Often, we limit ourselves based on old beliefs that aren't even true anymore. Then, look for evidence that what you want is possible. Have other people achieved similar things? What small successes have you had that show you're capable? Collect these pieces of evidence and remind yourself of them regularly. This helps build your belief, making your vision even more powerful. One last thing to remember about how this works in our minds. It takes time. Just like a seed doesn't turn into a full-grown plant overnight, the things you envision don't usually appear instantly in your life. This is where patience and persistence come in. Keep holding your vision, even when you don't see immediate results. Keep taking actions towards your goals, even when progress seems slow. Remember, every big change starts with small steps. Celebrate every bit of progress, no matter how small. This keeps you motivated and reinforces the positive pathways in your brain. Sometimes you might find that what you get doesn't look exactly like what you imagined. That's okay too. Often, reality can be even better than what we initially envisioned. Stay open to possibilities and be willing to adjust your vision as you learn and grow. The journey of turning what you can see in your mind into reality is a powerful one. It can change not just your circumstances, but who you are as a person. As you practice this, you'll likely find yourself becoming more confident, more optimistic, and more resilient. You're not just creating a new life, you're creating a new you. Remember, whatever you can see you will get it isn't about magical thinking. It's about harnessing the incredible power of your mind to shape your reality. It's about training your brain to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. And most importantly, it's about taking consistent action to bring your visions to life. So, are you ready to start seeing a better future for yourself? Remember, the clearer you can see it, the more likely you are to achieve it. Your mind is a powerful tool. It's time to use it to create the life you truly want. The first step in making whatever you can see you will get it work for you is to get really clear about what you want. This might sound simple, but it's actually where many people get stuck. They have a vague idea of what they want, but it's not clear enough to really focus on. So let's start by getting specific. Take a piece of paper and write down what you want in detail. Don't just say, I want to be happy or I want to be rich. Instead, describe what happiness looks like for you. What would you be doing? How would you feel? If it's wealth you're after, how much money do you want to have? What would you do with it? The more details you can add, the better. Use all your senses. If you're imagining your dream home, what does it look like? What can you smell? What textures can you feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful this technique becomes. Once you have a clear idea of what you want, the next step is to turn it into a mental movie. This is where you really start to harness the power of your imagination. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you want. See yourself doing the things you've described. feeling the feelings you want to feel. Make this mental movie as vivid as possible. If you're imagining a successful career, see yourself walking into your office, confidently leading meetings, or receiving awards. Feel the sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Hear the congratulations from your colleagues. The key here is to make it feel real. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between what you're vividly imagining and what's really happening. So the more real you can make this mental movie, the more your brain will start to believe it's possible. Now that you have your mental movie, it's time to start playing it regularly. Set aside some time each day to visualize what you want. It doesn't have to be long. Even 5 or 10 minutes can make a big difference. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and start playing your mental movie. Really immerse yourself in it. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, see the sights. Some people find it helpful to do this first thing in the morning to set a positive tone for the day. Others prefer to do it just before bed, letting their subconscious mind work on it overnight. Try different times and see what works best for you. Remember, consistency is key here. It's better to spend 5 minutes every day visualizing than to do an hour once a week. The more you practice, the easier it becomes and the more powerful the effects. While visualization is powerful, it's not enough on its own. You also need to take action in the real world. But here's the cool part. When you're regularly visualizing what you want, you'll start to feel inspired to take actions that move you closer to your goals. Pay attention to ideas that come to you after you've been visualizing. You might suddenly think of a person you should talk to, or a course you should take, or a change you should make in your life. These inspirations are your inner wisdom guiding you towards your vision. Don't worry if the action seems small at first. Every big journey starts with small steps. The important thing is to start moving in the direction of your dreams. As you take action and see results, your belief in the power of your vision will grow, making the whole process even more effective. As you practice visualizing and taking inspired action, start paying more attention to the world around you. Often, opportunities that align with your vision will start to appear, but you need to be open to seeing them. Sometimes these opportunities might not look exactly like what you imagined. They might come in unexpected forms or from unexpected places. Stay open and flexible. Trust that if an opportunity feels right and aligns with your overall vision, it's worth exploring. Remember, the universe often has even better plans for us than we can imagine for ourselves. Your vision is like a compass pointing you in the right direction, but the exact path might have some surprising and exciting twists and turns. The final step in making this work is to believe in the process. Trust that what you can see in your mind, you can achieve in reality. This belief is crucial because it keeps you motivated and open to opportunities. If you find yourself doubting, go back to your visualization practice. Remind yourself of your vision and why it's important to you. Look for evidence of progress, no matter how small. Celebrate every step forward. Remember, change doesn't usually happen overnight. It's a process. But if you keep holding your vision, taking inspired action, and believing in the possibility, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to use the power of vision is being too vague about what they want. They might say something like, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy." But these statements are so general that they don't give your mind a clear target to aim for. Remember, the more specific you can be, the better. Instead of just saying you want to be successful, define what success looks like for you. Is it a certain job title? A specific amount of money in your bank account? Running your own business? The clearer you can make your vision, the easier it is for your mind to focus on it and for you to recognize opportunities when they appear. Being too vague can cause problems because your mind doesn't know exactly what to look for or work towards. It's like trying to drive to a new place without a specific address. You might end up somewhere, but it's probably not where you really wanted to go. To avoid this mistake, spend time really thinking about what you want in detail. Write it down, draw pictures, create a vision board. Do whatever helps you create a clear, specific picture of your desired future. Another common mistake is spending too much time thinking about what you don't want instead of what you do want. It's easy to fall into this trap, especially if you're in a situation you're not happy with. You might find yourself constantly thinking about how much you hate your job, or how you don't want to be in debt, or how you don't want to be single anymore. The problem with this is that what you focus on tends to grow. If you're always thinking about what you don't want, you're actually giving more energy to those negative situations. Remember, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you water will grow. To avoid this mistake, practice shifting your focus. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, pause and ask yourself, so what do I want instead? Then start visualizing that positive outcome. It might feel strange at first, especially if you're used to focusing on problems, but with practice, it becomes easier. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I hate being in debt, shift to thinking, I want financial freedom. Then start imagining what that financial freedom looks like. See yourself paying bills easily, having savings in the bank, maybe even taking a vacation without financial stress. One of the biggest mistakes people make is giving up too soon. They might try visualizing what they want for a week or two, and when they don't see immediate results, they decide it doesn't work and give up. But here's the thing, big changes often take time. Just like a seed needs time to grow into a plant, your vision needs time to manifest in your life. Sometimes you might be making progress without even realizing it. Things might be lining up behind the scenes, preparing for your vision to become reality. To avoid this mistake, commit to sticking with the process for at least a few months. Keep visualizing, keep taking inspired action, and keep believing in your vision. Pay attention to small signs of progress. They're often there if you look for them. Remember, every big achievement started with a series of small steps. Celebrate every bit of progress, no matter how small. Did you have a positive thought about your goal? Celebrate that. Did you take a tiny action towards your vision? That's worth celebrating too. Also, be patient with yourself. Learning to use the power of vision is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice to get good at it. You wouldn't expect to play a perfect piano concerto after just a few lessons, right? So don't expect to master this skill overnight either. Be specific. Spend time really detailing what you want. Use all your senses when you visualize. The more specific and vivid your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Focus on the positive. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, consciously shift your focus to what you do want. Make it a habit to rephrase negative thoughts into positive ones. Be patient and persistent. Commit to practicing visualization and taking inspired action for at least a few months. Keep a journal of your progress so you can see how far you've come. Stay flexible. While it's important to have a clear vision, be open to the fact that things might not happen exactly as you imagined. Sometimes reality can be even better than what we initially envisioned. Take consistent action. Remember that visualization alone is not enough. Look for ways to take action towards your goals, no matter how small those actions might seem. Surround yourself with support. Share your vision with supportive friends or family. Their encouragement can help you stay motivated when things get tough. Keep learning. Read books, listen to podcasts, or take courses about the power of visualization and positive thinking. The more you understand how it works, the better you'll be at using it. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning something new. If you find yourself falling into one of these traps, don't beat yourself up about it. Just acknowledge it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. The power of whatever you can see, you will get it, is available to everyone, but like any skill, it takes practice to master. Let me tell you about Sarah, a woman who always dreamed of starting her own business. She worked in a corporate job for years, but deep down, she knew she wanted more. One day, she decided to really focus on her vision of being a successful entrepreneur. Sarah started by getting clear about what she wanted. She imagined herself running a successful online marketing agency, helping small businesses grow. She visualized herself in a beautiful office, working with a team of talented people and making a real difference in her clients' lives. Every day, Sarah would spend 10 minutes visualizing this future. She'd see herself confidently pitching to clients, celebrating successes with her team, and even receiving awards for her work. At first, it felt a bit silly, like she was just daydreaming, but she kept at it, believing in the power of her vision. As she continued this practice, Sarah started noticing opportunities she hadn't seen before. A friend mentioned they needed help with their business's social media. Sarah offered to help, seeing it as a chance to gain experience. She took online courses to improve her skills, seeing each one as a step towards her vision. Slowly but surely, things started to change. Sarah's side projects grew into a small business. It wasn't easy. There were challenges and setbacks along the way. But each time she faced a problem, Sarah would go back to her vision, reminding herself of what she was working towards. 2 years after she started visualizing her dream, Sarah was able to quit her corporate job and focus on her agency full-time. Today, her business is thriving. She has a team of 5 people and a list of happy clients. Sarah often looks back and marvels at how her vision became reality. It wasn't magic, she says, but having that clear vision gave me the courage and motivation to keep going, even when things got tough. Now let's talk about Mike, a high school basketball star who had dreams of playing in college. Everything was going great until he suffered a serious knee injury during his senior year. The doctors told him he might never play at a high level again. At first, Mike was devastated. He thought his dreams were over. But then he remembered something his coach had always said about the power of visualization. Mike decided to give it a try. Every day, while he was recovering, Mike would close his eyes and see himself playing basketball again. He imagined his knee feeling strong and stable. He visualized himself running, jumping, and shooting baskets. He could almost feel the ball in his hands and hear the cheers of the crowd. Mike didn't just visualize, he also took action. He followed his rehabilitation program religiously, seeing each exercise as a step towards his goal. When he felt discouraged, he'd return to his vision, reminding himself of what he was working towards. Months passed, and Mike's knee slowly got stronger. There were days when progress seemed slow, and he was tempted to give up. But he kept holding on to his vision, kept seeing himself back on the court. A year after his injury, Mike was back to playing basketball. He wasn't at his old level yet, but he was improving every day. He tried out for a few college teams, and although he faced some rejections, he didn't let it discourage him. He kept his vision strong and kept working hard. Finally, a coach from a small college saw Mike play and was impressed by his determination. He offered Mike a spot on the team. It wasn't the big Division Y school Mike had originally dreamed of, but he was thrilled to have the chance to play college basketball. Today, Mike is a key player on his college team. His coach often comments on his incredible work ethic and positive attitude. Mike credits his success to the power of his vision. When everyone else thought my dream was over, he says, I could still see it clearly in my mind. That vision gave me the strength to keep going. Lastly, let's talk about Lisa, a 45-year-old accountant who had always dreamed of being a writer. She had a stable job and a good income, but she felt unfulfilled. Every day, she'd go to work wishing she was doing something else. One day, Lisa decided to take her dream seriously. She started visualizing herself as a successful author. In her mind, she saw herself writing in a cozy home office, holding her published book in her hands, and giving talks at literary events. Lisa knew that changing careers at her age wouldn't be easy, but instead of focusing on the obstacles, she kept her mind on her vision. Every morning before work and every night before bed, she'd spend a few minutes immersing herself in this vision of her new life. As she did this, Lisa started feeling more motivated to take action. She signed up for an online writing course. She started waking up an hour earlier each day to work on her novel before heading to her accounting job. When she faced writer's block or doubts, she'd return to her vision, reminding herself of what she was working towards. It took time, but gradually things started to change. Lisa finished her novel and started sending it to publishers. She faced many rejections, but her vision kept her going. She revised her book, learned about the publishing industry, and kept trying. 2 years after she started visualizing her new career, Lisa's book was accepted by a publisher. It wasn't a big advance, and she couldn't quit her day job right away, but it was a start. Lisa was overjoyed. Her dream was becoming reality. As her book gained popularity, Lisa started getting invitations to speak at writing events. She began writing her second novel. 3 years after her first book was published, Lisa was finally able to quit her accounting job and become a full-time writer. Today, Lisa has published 3 novels and is working on her 4th. She often speaks at writing conferences, inspiring others to follow their dreams. It wasn't easy, Lisa says, and it didn't happen overnight. But having that clear vision of what I wanted gave me the courage to take that first step, and every step after that. Whatever you can see clearly in your mind, and whatever you're willing to work for, you really can achieve. These stories show us that the power of vision combined with persistent action can lead to amazing changes in life. Whether it's starting a business, overcoming a serious setback, or changing careers, a clear vision can provide the motivation and focus needed to turn dreams into reality. Remember, these people weren't special or lucky. They simply learned to harness the power of whatever you can see, you will get it. And you can do it too. When you start working with the idea, whatever you can see, you will get it, you might notice a little voice in your head that says things like, "This won't work for me," or "I'm not good enough to achieve this." This voice is doubt, and it's something everyone faces when they're trying to make big changes in their life. It's important to understand that having doubts is normal. Even the most successful people have moments of doubt. The difference is in how they handle these doubts. Instead of letting doubts stop you, you can learn to work with them and even use them to make your vision stronger. Doubts often come from our past experiences or things we've been told. Maybe you tried something before and it didn't work out, or maybe someone told you that your dreams were too big. These experiences can create doubts that pop up when you're trying to visualize a better future. Sometimes, doubts are also a way for our minds to try to protect us from disappointment or failure. If we don't try, we can't fail, right? But remember, not trying is a sure way to not succeed. It's okay to feel scared or unsure, but don't let these feelings stop you from going after what you want. This is just daydreaming. It won't really work. Remember, visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a tool used by many successful people. When you have this doubt, remind yourself of the real-life stories of people who have used this technique successfully. I'm not good enough to achieve this. This doubt often comes from comparing yourself to others or from past setbacks. Remember, everyone starts somewhere. Focus on your own progress and growth, not on comparing yourself to others. It's too late for me to change. It's never too late to work towards what you want. Many people have achieved great things later in life. Use this doubt as motivation to start now rather than a reason to give up. What if I fail? Reframe this thought. Instead of seeing failure as an end, see it as a learning opportunity. Every failure brings you one step closer to success if you learn from it. Acknowledge the doubt. Don't try to ignore or fight your doubts. Instead, acknowledge them. Say to yourself, "I'm having a doubt right now, and that's okay." Question your doubts. Ask yourself, is this doubt based on fact, or is it just a fear? Often, you'll find that your doubts aren't as solid as they first seem. Use positive affirmations. Counter your doubts with positive statements. If your doubt says, "I can't do this," respond with, "I am capable of learning and growing." Visualize success. When doubts creep in, go back to your visualization practice. See yourself overcoming challenges and achieving your goals. Take small actions. Sometimes the best way to overcome doubt is to take action, no matter how small. Each step forward builds your confidence. Seek support. Share your doubts with supportive friends or family. Sometimes hearing someone else's perspective can help you see things differently. Remember, doubts don't have to be roadblocks. They can be stepping stones to a stronger vision and greater success. By learning to work with your doubts, you make your belief in whatever you can see, you will get it, even more powerful. When it comes to making whatever you can see, you will get it work in your life, consistency is key. It's not about doing something big once in a while. It's about doing something small every day. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't give it a huge amount of water once a month. You give it a little bit every day, and over time it grows strong and healthy. The same is true for your vision. By spending a little time each day focusing on what you want, you're watering your dreams. You're training your mind to keep looking for opportunities and solutions that will bring you closer to your goals. Set a specific time. Choose a time each day when you'll do your visualization. It could be first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or just before bed. Having a set time makes it easier to remember and stick to your practice. Start small. Don't try to spend an hour visualizing right from the start. Begin with just 5 minutes a day. As it becomes a habit, you can gradually increase the time if you want to. Link it to something you already do. Connect your visualization practice to a habit you already have. For example, you could visualize while drinking your morning coffee or tea. Use reminders. Set an alarm on your phone or put a note somewhere you'll see it to remind you to do your daily visualization. Make it enjoyable. Find a comfortable, quiet place to do your visualization. You might want to play soft music or light a candle to make it a pleasant experience you look forward to. Even with the best intentions, there might be days when you don't feel like visualizing or working towards your goals. Here are some ways to stay motivated. Track your progress. Keep a journal where you write down any steps you've taken towards your goal, no matter how small. Seeing your progress can be very motivating. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait until you've achieved your big goal to celebrate. Acknowledge and celebrate every small step forward. Remind yourself why it matters. Regularly revisit why your goal is important to you. What will achieving it mean for your life? Visualize the process, not just the end goal. Don't just see yourself achieving your goal. Visualize yourself enjoying the journey, overcoming challenges, and growing as a person. Be kind to yourself. If you miss a day of visualization or have a setback, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track the next day. Share your journey. Consider finding an accountability partner or sharing your progress with supportive friends. Their encouragement can help keep you going. As you continue on your journey, you might find that your vision needs to change or adjust. That's perfectly normal and okay. As we grow and learn, our dreams and goals might shift. Be open to these changes. Regularly take time to check in with yourself. Ask questions like, does this goal still excite me? Is there anything I want to add to my vision? Have I learned anything new that changes what I want to achieve? Don't be afraid to adjust your vision as needed. The power of whatever you can see, you will get it, isn't about sticking rigidly to one idea. It's about using your ability to visualize to create a life that truly fulfills you. Remember, keeping going isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Every day that you focus on your vision, you're one step closer to making it a reality. Trust in the process, be patient with yourself, and keep moving forward. Your vision is worth it. We've taken quite a journey exploring the power of whatever you can see, you will get it. We've learned that this isn't just a catchy phrase, but a powerful tool that can truly transform our lives. From understanding how our thoughts shape our reality, to learning practical steps for visualization, to dealing with doubts and staying motivated, we've covered a lot of ground. Remember, this journey isn't about instant magical changes. It's about consistently aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with your vision of what you want in life. It's about training your mind to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. The most important thing to remember is that you have the power to shape your life. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and by learning to use it effectively through visualization and positive focus, you can create remarkable changes in your life. But remember, seeing it is just the first step. You also need to believe it's possible and take consistent action towards your goals. It's the combination of clear vision, unwavering belief, and persistent action that turns dreams into reality. As you start or continue your journey with whatever you can see, you will get it. Embrace the entire process. Enjoy the act of visualizing your dreams. Be excited about the small steps you take each day. Learn from the challenges and setbacks, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Remember, every big achievement started as a vision in someone's mind. The device you're reading this on, the chair you're sitting in, the building you're in, all of these started as ideas in someone's imagination before they became reality. Now it's your turn. What do you see for your future? What dreams have you been holding in your heart? It's time to bring them into focus, to see them clearly in your mind's eye. It's time to believe in them, to take action towards them, and to keep going even when things get tough. Your vision is powerful. Your mind is powerful. You are powerful. Whatever you can see clearly in your mind, whatever you can believe in your heart, and whatever you're willing to work persistently towards, you can achieve. So close your eyes, see your dream, believe in it, and then open your eyes and start taking steps towards it. Remember, whatever you can see, you can get. Your future is waiting for you to create it. Now, it's time to start your journey. What will you see? What will you create? The power is in your hands. Your vision starts now.